is up next from East Hartford. The On Fire Grill machine for Carlos Gray.
This driver used to be part of the pit crew here at Stafford in car number 77. And the GNR Motorsports machine, here is Mark Burke.
Sears & Sons Landscaping, car number 8 from Andover, Connecticut. Norm Sears will start back in 18.
And next to him in car number 12, a guy who's been around for a while from Plantville in the RDM Motorsports car, Britt Dulac.
Mandel Motorsports, car number 66, Marlboro, Connecticut, Sean Mandel.
And in our ride car is B.J. Farrow, as he is at the rear of the field, getting shown the fast way around Stafford by Bob Potter.
Here we go. Double greens are up and out. Rumbling on the top side. Wesley Prucker, no surprise after seeing him run strong in qualifying. Ted Kane settles into second, and then it's side-by-side racing for the third spot. Matt, and look at Fred Nees. He's come to play hardball tonight.
As Fred Nees is able to poke David Aru to the outside, and he is able to blast his way into the top three, but he's got to worry about Joseph Graff in car number 2.
Down the back straightaway. Graff now moves to the bottom of the racetrack. Who's the tail that wags the dog now? The Whiz Kid. Wizzy Alco, car number 28, side-by-side for second, Matt. And it's Joe Graff in the catbird seat, up to position number 2.
He didn't stay side-by-side for very long, as Graff was able to fireball his way into second, but there's a lot of room between he and the 22 of Brucker. Now Wizzy Alco doing a good job, and right behind him is Tony Membrino Jr., as Membrino is trying to blow past David Arute in car number 75.
Some of the heavy hitters are boxed in, like Membrino, like Farino, like Goff, and like Daniel Wesson. That's a pack of 5, and they are just trying to pick and choose their way to the front of the field, and it's not going to be easy, Matt.
Anyone on the inside right now is suffering from claustrophobia, as it's very crowded. Kane is able to move back into 4th place, as he almost went sideways, and a good job to avoid trouble by David Arute.
David Arute does a fine job in the upper lane up to the 4th spot. Here comes Membrino, making some noise on the outside. Car 44. Goff trying to make the same move, and look at Daniel Wesson. We've got a spinner. It looks like the 72 car of Andrew Less, but it gets fired back up, and we are not going to yellow. And Daniel Wesson just went around Kane and Wizzy Alco.
Now we have seen 2 drivers pick up their first wins in their division tonight. Frank Litchwell and also Mike Hopkins. Could Wesley Parker be the 3rd man on that list? He has an opposing lead right now over Joseph Graff, and then the fun begins. Nice is double team. Here comes Membrino on the inside, Arute on the outside, and a man who is getting squeezed is Fred Nees.
Fred Nees, we haven't seen him this strong in quite some time, but he is showing a lot of potential tonight, but not enough to hold off the aggression of David Arute. David Arute runs up high, takes over the 3rd spot of the podium. Membrino is there, and here comes Daniel Wesson. Now last week, Daniel Wesson's car had what they call a coil mine up front, and he just couldn't get to the front of the field. But tonight, new day, new deal. Wesson is hot and racy, as now he tries to get down underneath Membrino. Oh! And David Arute slides down through the center of the infield.
He is in John Deere country outside of the front straightaway.
Gets it fired back up, and we do not go to yellow.
And Wesley Prucker says thank you very much, as he is able to maintain his advantage over the Jersey juggernaut, Joseph Gaff. Here is Membrino in a tense battle with Daniel Wesson, and Wesson might be setting him up for a crossover move. Then we go to Jay Goff, the founding father of the outside groove in the SK Lights, Jay Goff.
He certainly is, and he is hunted down by the Whiz Kid, Wizzy Alco. And right there with him is Joey Farino, the inside, battling with Mr. Outside. Membrino trying to shake off the talents of Daniel Wesson. Wesson giving him the old 1-2 punch, coming off turn number 4.
And let's see what happens as they go into turn number 4. What will Dan Wesson do? He goes down low, looking to cannonball his way underneath Tony Membrino, but Membrino has too much firepower coming off that second corner.
He does, but for how long? Wesson's got a race car that sticks like glue wherever he puts it.
And here is Graff, almost got underneath the 22 of Prucker, couldn't quite complete the move. So that was a moment of truth that time for Wesley Prucker.
Wesley Prucker has improved every single night here at Stafford. We've got a caution. Check that out, Pat.
Well, as you said, another satisfied customer as we get ready for a restart between Prucker and Graff. And you also have to pay close attention to the second row because that's where Tony Membrino and Daniel Wesson are hanging out.
Yeah, and
in
the third row,
you know,
stout. Yeah.
Al Wisielko had a string of bad luck, but he was on the podium last week, and he is close in tonight in 5th. So a good run for Big Al.
And then we've got Farino to the outside of that row. And then we've got Goff and Nees, who surprised us in the first 14 laps. Here they come. Good start. And Wesley Prucker, so long overdue for success here at Stafford. But now look at Joe Graff. Oh, down the back straightaway. Marcello Ruffano goes spinning like a top underneath the Budweiser billboard. And the number 1 car of Ryan Charland has worked very, very hard, constantly improved his game from a very hard-working, honest family. So
I think now that he has turned 20, remember he had a birthday on Saturday, maybe that's what he needed, a little more maturity. So the 20-year-old of Wesley Prucker looking for the upper hand against the Jersey Juggernaut on this double-file restart.
Here they come. Again, textbook start. Oh, trouble out. Ted Kane, wow.
He came out of the dust and in the middle of the field.
And somehow everybody was able to get by. Look at Daniel Wesson up on the wheel. High side of Membrino. Wesson's on the podium. Membrino doesn't like that. Oh,
and around Prucker.
Prucker goes around. A mad scramble. Farino makes contact with the wall.
As Farino looked like a flat tire perhaps on that 87 car.
5 throughout the event. He isn't even in the top 10.
As he ran into trouble early on.
Yeah.
And that is 0.2 of a second faster than the second fastest guy. Joseph Graff was run at 19.939. So that shows you how quick that Andrew Les was. But the man on the front is Joseph Graff, and he has one of the young guns next to him, the Bullet, Daniel Wesson. We are ready to pull the trigger as they come off turn number 4.
Here they come. 15.5 to go. 2.5 miles. Daniel Wesson up on the wheel on the outside. Wesson makes it look so easy. A Bullet, Daniel Wesson is the leader. Graff out. Another scramble.
And this time Kane is in the grass.
And so isn't David Arute, a victim of circumstances. Another caution. We're going to double the field back up. And we're pretty much where we left off. With 5 circuits remaining. Ted Kane at the rear of the field.
Well, even though some of the big hitters like Joey Farino is on the bench right now, we still have 2 main players at the front of the field. Joseph Graff, Daniel Wesson, and on the last restart, looking like a comet, was that number 92 of Wesson, as he was like he's an arrow being shot out of a bow. Let's see what happens on the rematch.
Here they come. And Wesson, high, wide, and handsome on the outside. Wesson takes over the lead. Graff drops back to second. Here comes Membrino. Can't do it as he tries to take over second. Gonna try it again, Matt, off turn 4.
Let's see what happens in his second effort. It is Graff still holding him off. Wizialko has moved into contention in 4th, and right behind him, he is always up among the front when the car is healthy, Vinny Inglace.
Vinny Inglace emerges among the top 5. Joe Graff all over Daniel Wesson's back bumper. 2 to go when they come back to the stripe.
As Graff is trying to swallow up that 92 of Wesson. Let's see if he can do it. Membrino is also a player in car number 44.
Couple of spinners on the backstretch.
And it is Charland along with Mark Alkus. We are staying under green for the time being with 2 laps to go.
Oh boy.
And now the yellow comes out. And it will be a shootout in a lot of alleys.
Well, the field being crossed over. 18, green-white checker situation. Daniel Wesson, a multi-winner in this division. Graff looking for another victory. Membrino, been there and done that. Wizialko of first. Vinny Inglace, he's been very vocal every time he's been on the podium that he's hungry for a win here at Stafford. Lights are off from Whelen Engineering.
And we are getting ready to fire him up for perhaps the final time. Here is Wesson, car number 92, trying to get the edge against Joseph Graff.
Here they come. Place your bets now. Daniel Wesson has a little more steam. Nee's car does not come up to speed. And the yellow comes out. Not a good one.
That's going to be a black flag, I think.
No, it almost just twitched into the wall. Very tough to see from that angle.
And
Didn't look like there was any contact.
nope, and it looked like that Race Central has taken a look at it from several different approaches and angles with Tom Fox and Scott Tapley and Rich Keeter over there. And they have determined that in their mind, after looking at it, that there will be no penalties issued for anyone. It's just one of the tragedies of the event, like Shakespeare tragedy.
I think our crew did a great job of getting that captured because we were able to tell. 3 most exciting words in motorsports. Green, white, checker. And here comes Joseph Graff trying to hold off Tony Membrino Jr.
Membrino is up on the outside, up on the wheel. He pulls away down the back straightaway. Up to the 3rd spot, Vinny Inglace. He's put the number 95 on the podium again. White flag is out. Maiden voyage on by. Membrino might be the luckiest guy in the house because Joe Graff, with the Deuce is Wild, is moving to the inside. Then Membrino forces Graff to go to the outside. Here comes Vinny Inglace. Here's the money shot. And it's Membrino. Graff to finish in second. Vinny Inglace for 3rd. How was he out there?
Okay, the number 44 car getting the job done tonight, and what a win it was for Tony Membrino Jr., the Dunleavy's truck and trailer repair machine, going to the front. And I'll tell you what a race it was, as Tony gets congratulated by several team members, including the mayor, Joey Farino. Safety gear coming off of Tony Membrino. Boy, I tell you what, the SK lights were wild tonight, and what a win for Membrino. This is one excited driver. They call him Hollywood. 6 feature wins in that beautiful number 44 car. Membrino trying to get the rest of the safety gear off.
Yeah, Tony! Yeah, Tony!
Getting his Lincoln Tech hat on. A quick drink of water, and Membrino is going to be exiting this number 44 car. And here's a guy that deserves a hand. Boy, I'll tell you what. Tony Membrino, 6 feature wins. Hollywood out of the car. Here he is. Give it up for Membrino as we get a shower of water from Tony Membrino. And Tony, man, you absolutely worked for this one. That car was running tonight.
Yeah, work for it is right. We had a steering rack issue for most of the day, and we just about fixed it up for the race, and we had to make some serious adjustments, and it wasn't perfect, but it was perfect for me. And I can't thank my dad, Ed Flumpke, my whole TMR team, for all the hard work they do and all the piston and moaning they put up with me. And I didn't think we'd get back here. We had a real bit of a dry spell, to say the least, and I'm just happy to be back in Napa Victory Lane. Got to thank everyone that helps get me here. Obviously, my guys, all the guys and girls on the TMR team. Well, I'm out of breath. The sponsors on this team that are unreal: Additive Manufacturing of New England, Dunleavy's Truck and Trailer Repair, CWPM, and Ely's Banquet and Catering, Mohawk Northeast, Midstate Air Compressor, FK Rod Ends, Goodrich, Minuteman Press, John's Academy of Gymnastics, everyone that helps out with this team. A couple people come from far and wide to do a lot of things with very little, and I'm so thankful. And I hope the kid in the 92 is okay. That was a nasty lick. It just looked like the two came together in front of me, and I didn't see him move, but I hope he's okay. Just a great night.
Certainly one of the best here in the Northeast. Tony Membrino Jr. picks up his 6th SK Light Modified main event. Let's talk to our second place finisher. It would be Joe Graff in the number 2 car, and Joey over there talking to some team members. He'll do the 30-yard dash over here to Napa Victory Lane. Joe Graff, good run in the number 2 car tonight, man. Congratulations. The RH two-way radios machine was flying.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, man. Paul always gets that car good. I got to thank Donnie from Rad for a fantastic motor, Mike from Madness for the transmission. Ran a good race there. The car was fast. The 92 came up a little bit right before that last caution. That knocked my toe out pretty bad. So Tony did a great job passing me on the outside, ran me clean. Thought I might be able to get him there at the end, but just ran out of time.
I'll tell you, that made it exciting, though, down the backstretch. It looked like you were going to get around that 44 car.
I was hoping for it. He's always fast. He's a great driver. Wasn't my night tonight. We'll be out and get him next week. I'm happy with second.
How about some sponsors on that number 2 car? This kid all the way from New Jersey, by the way.
All right, yeah, I got to thank Alliance Shippers, RH two-way radios, Mike from Magnus, Donnie from Rad, Buckeye Construction.
There he is, Joe Graff. Congratulations, man. 2nd place in the SK Light Modified main event. Let's talk to Vin Anglace in the number 95 car. And Vin, 2nd podium in a row here. 95 car looking quick tonight.
Yeah, it was going pretty good. We got the chassis so close that, if we change something just a little bit, it goes loose or tight. They're really loose today, so we're hanging out for dear life, but I'm just glad to finish 3rd. And we got a fast car, so hopefully it stays until the end of the year like this.
You're going to see this guy in Victory Lane real soon. And Vinny, how about some sponsors on that car?
We do everything. Again, we pay for everything. My girlfriend helps out a lot. Red hooked us up with an awesome motor. Glenn, like I said, is doing the chassis. He's got that thing perfect. I don't even know who else. So I got a guy, Ed, who gives us some money. But that's about it. We do everything. Like I said, we do everything. So.
Here's a guy looking for a sponsor, a great driver, Vinny Anglace, and he is a veteran driver of our SK Light Modified division, and another great feature event here for the SK Lights.